other than Yuma are here as well. So that's awesome for the South Americans, and obviously Kitty running the USA flag. What can they do? Right? Hopefully they could do something. They could maybe even hold their own. At worst, they fall to the lower bracket though, right? Because that's it, right? Now it's double elimination. The first two rounds, round of 64, the round of 32, those were first one elimination, right? If you got eliminated, it was over. But now we're in double elimination. At this point, top 16, double elimination.
Yes, and you do not want to be going down to the lower bracket. You want to go to, is it the finals, I would say?
The finals of?
If you win this. Is it just the finals?
If you win this, you go into the semifinals of the upper bracket, which we will do right after this match. And, well, afterwards, if you win that one, you go into the upper bracket finals.
Incredible. Now, I want to discuss something with you.
Yes.
The man, the myth, and the Canadian legend, if you would say so yourself, as a Canadian, Carl Jr. How do you think he's done so far during the tournament? From what you've seen with the points, do you think he's been doing as well as what you expected?
I mean, with the point distributions, I expected him to dominate, and that's pretty much what he's done, right? He's won both of his matches in first place so far with the most points, with pretty large differentials, about 100 points to second place. Yeah, about 100 points to second place. So he's been doing pretty well for himself so far. This time around, the points are going down. Now it's 10-6-4-3 as the match is now underway, and there's only 4 rounds now per map, so 20 rounds in total instead of 25.
Yes, 4 maps as it, as we get into our first match of the top 16. MNX, Carl Jr., and that's all super close together. I don't see Kitty anywhere nearby. Hopefully she'll catch up soon. MNX is seeming to fight with Carl Jr., but Carl Jr. just is barely in front of him as MNX takes the title line, and that seems to have had a little bit of airtime, keeping him slightly behind them, leaving Carl Jr. with a little bit of a lead on MNX. This is going into the identity, I like to call this part, onto the dirt uphill, and it looks like Carl Jr. has a perfect line, as this man seems to be robotic in nature with how he plays. MNX is trying to catch up where it seems like he may have more speed, but it does not matter as they're so close to the finish. Carl Jr. in first, as expected. MNX in second, as expected. Nats in third, and Once Nice Kitty. Was that?
Really? Manix in second is expected, huh?
Well,
are you downplaying Nats?
No,
huh?
No, I have belief. I have belief as we've watched him grow up from the first round, MNX. I've seen this player nurture him until we get there. And one thing I've seen, Quantum, is every player seems to have got 10 points in the last round.
Hold on, we'll see what CD has to say about that. Is he actually in the server? He is. No, he isn't. Okay, that's why. Let's see if everyone gets 20 points, another 10 points, and if that happens, then yeah, there might be a bug in the system.
Hey, it's all good, it's all good.
I mean, you love bugs, right? Some bugs are very, very nice. But mathematically, I think it is, yeah, everyone's just getting 10.
Hey, guy, what can I say? But he's as good as Carl Jr. We were correct. What can I say? People finally caught up. But there's a few mistakes in the first server. However, good news is we have some incredible staff behind the scenes who are working on it right now. So the players are just relaxing right now, having a few drives around as they're getting fixed. It seems like a few of the servers are having the same mistake. We do apologize for what's happening. However, it will be sorted very, very shortly with a few people behind the scenes mechanically sorting it. However, you still got us here. We'll keep you entertained until they come back. So if you do want a small break, you may be allowed to. But we will try and get it sorted as fast as possible as we continue on with the Trackmania American Open. Now,
yeah.
Go on.
Poor CD, he's got 4 servers to take care of, because all 4 of them have just decided to not work as intended, right? As I said, the 10-6-4-3 system, well, right now it's the 10-10-10 system. I've not seen this one before, have you?
No, neither have I. This is a revolutionary system. However, Cole Jr., MNX, and Once Nice Kitty seem to be fond of Nats, so maybe this is a system that could work. Who knows? And it looks like One Nice Kitty, the one that we have never seen, or like I've never heard of before, is in first place with this new system. It's quite incredible, isn't it?
Quite incredible. Kitty, go on.
Yeah,
Come
go
on,
on,
my
Kitty.
kid. Go. Of course, myself a cat, I can see this one going far, right? Might be small, but Kitty's going really strong. The next Carl Jr., right?
Well, Carl Jr. did just bonk. You could say it as it is in the proper round, but once Kitty does not care. If she can get a win, she'll take a win from here. And she's just having a nice drive round. But no, the point system is a little bit mixed up, but we'll get there. But yeah.
We'll get around to it.
Yeah, we'll get around to it right now. Now, what's happening in the other servers? Is it the same as this one?
Yes, it is. For the current moment, every server is experiencing 10 points for every single player, so we're just waiting for CD to show up to this server because probably the other servers called upon it earlier that the issue was happening, so we're just waiting for CD to pop into server 1, probably taking care of server 2, 3, 4 first.
Understood. Well, it shouldn't take too long though. Yeah,
No.
just a few technical issues. Hey, this is going a lot smoother than the last North American Cup, I would have to say. Do you remember the first time we were casting that, Quantum?
Oh man, not mistakes, right? But issues galore, I would like to say, right?
Issues galore. We did fix them in the second turnaround, I would say, and this seems to be going a lot smoother as before. But yeah, Nats, Carl Jr., Once Nice Kitty, and who's the last player? M&X. These players all are from different countries, as I can see. One Nice Kitty is the beautiful American, so if you're an American, you know who to support. I would say where Carl Jr.'s from, but you know what? Quantum, I feel like, aren't you near him, if I am correct? Aren't you near him on the map, I would say?
I'm about less than an hour drive away from him, I would say, right? Depending on traffic in Montreal, it really depends how much traffic there is in that. That's really depends, right? So about an hour's drive, including traffic, right? So
I have a question. It's an hour with traffic. Have you ever tried to Uber bug over it?
I've never tried to Uber bug inside of a city, no. I think I would bounce off way too many buildings.
Yeah, I feel like there's a few plastic surfaces that could work for you, I would say.
I don't think our buildings are made out of plastic.
Are you sure?
I'm sure they're made out of concrete. Sadly, we'd splat, who's fallen off and splatted like a cartoon from Spider-Man? Spider-Man, yeah.
Spider-Man, I see. So they haven't added concrete to Trackmania just for that reason. Might destroy the cars a little bit.
Yeah,
but
it would probably hurt a bit, right? They turn like those Hot Wheels cars that crashed into walls and buildings just blowing up, you know?
Yeah, actually, the new Hot Wheels car game came out recently, but you know, nothing really inspires me as much as the beautiful game of Trackmania, I would say.
Of course not. I mean, obviously the nice Hot Wheels skins. I'm actually surprised that there's no Trackmania car skins that are Hot Wheels based, right?
I've
not found any. I've not found any.
Guys, there's an open market here for someone who's an aspiring player.
I don't know if you've ever watched, obviously we have no affiliation with Hot Wheels, but have you ever watched the movies, the 2005 movies?
No, but continue.
I do believe it's called Highway 35 and Acceleracers.
No, you gotta send that to me though.
Plenty of beautiful cars there and car skins as well. So if you guys want to, I don't know, like the Reverb especially, that one, beautiful. Turn that into a skin into this game, that'd be wonderful. I mean, I probably wouldn't change my car skin because Plas made it specially for me. But yeah, that Reverb is beautiful. A lot of Hot Wheels skins, I think, would be fairly popular, considering the fact that most players here, right, they dreamed of this, right? As kids, they played with Hot Wheels as kids, or other cars, right? If your parents were too cheap to buy Hot Wheels, you probably had another kind of car. But you
like a real life one?
And you were just imagining of driving it, yeah, but on surfaces like this, like on Magnet, like on ice, like going up and down, like on Obsidian Pinnacle, right? Like not Obsidian Pinnacle, my bad. I'm way too much into Minecraft Dungeons right now, but you know the Obsidian high-rise map that I'm talking about. That map is massive, it's big, it's really, really cool, and I mean, that's not something you could drive in real life. but you drive that in Hot Wheels, right? In your imagination as well with your Hot Wheels cars. So I'm surprised that there's no Hot Wheels skins because of all the dreams that people have made with their Hot Wheels cars.
Now, Quantum.
Yes.
You know, I have a question, you know. Hot Wheels, Trackmania, both have good skins. We seem to have 4 skins with us right now, don't we? 4 players, 4 skins. Now, we're going to do a little thing I like to call who has the best skin. All right, everybody in chat, I need your help with this, all right? I need to know what is your favorite skin as we're waiting for this to begin. Would you like to, you know, pick a skin you would like to talk about? You do 2 and I'll do 2.
All right. Well, let's start with Carl Jr. Right? I mean, you're already on him, so let's start with Carl Jr. Right? Clean skin, right? This is definition of clean. You've got yourself a very beautiful skin, right? Professionally made. Looks like something on an actual F1 car, right? This is definitely something that you would see the professionals ride, right? You wouldn't see, I don't know, who has a really funny car skin that no pro could really ride? Elcon. Elcon skin. Do you know Elcon's skin?
Oh, yes, I love Elcon's skin.
Yes, you know which one I'm talking about. And to anyone who knows Elcon's skin, I'm not going to say it because I'm not allowed, but...
Well, you may not be allowed to, but I'll say it in a nice way. Let's just say a few anime girls having a fun time. We'll keep it nice in there. But I have a skin I want to talk about when we get back into this. We have 3 other players. Now, I will... It's hard because we could go simple. We could go nice. Carl Jr., I agree. You know, look at that beautiful car skin as it quickly blips in and out. But I want to go for someone else. I want to go for the one and only Kitty. I want to see her car skin. Look at this thing. It goes pow, right straight to you. When you think of it, you think of pink. You think of cat. Everything you want from this car skin. And now, you may not see it here, but when it breaks, the cars go beautifully wide. You know, it's full of emotions. Look at that. Absolutely stunning, this car skin. This is definitely my favorite one out of these. Is there any others?
I mean, this looks beautiful. This looks like cotton candy, right? Like
it does.
Cotton candy. So, I mean, one nice kitty probably likes cotton candy, to be fair.
Who doesn't? That's the question. Cotton
candy, I'm not in big quantities. Cotton candy is not my favorite, but in small quantities, I love it. I love it.
Nice. Beautiful. Now, what about the other 2 car skins?
All right. How about we head on to Nats, right? Because Nats has a very clean skin. It's the same skin that he's had for, I do believe, since he started off in Trackmania. It's a very, very strong skin, as I do believe we are now good to go. As CD has said, the server is good to go. Let's hope it is. But let's continue talking a bit about the skins while we're really just at the start of this, right? There's 20 rounds in total, right? So we have some time to talk about Nats' beautiful skin.
Yes. We will make sure that we'll make this fast. We'll quickly finish this up. I want to talk about M&X's skin real quick.
Of course.
You know, we talked about everyone else. You know, I feel a bit rude not talking about what a beautiful skin they have made this man. Now, we know M&X, he is from Brazil, if I'm correct?
Yes, Manix is from Brazil.
Now, I'm starting to notice a bit of a color scheme here. We know Brazil as being green, the rainforest, all that, and you can see this in his car. You can see absolutely beautiful, rocking his nation, being proud of what he has. We have a little bit of yellow on the inside as well, a Brazilian color. He really, you know, what the other ones may look clean and nice. This one has that, but also has that little bit of country in it. A little bit of, you know, being proud of what he is. But what a great round from everyone. As it seems
Very
everybody
nice
still is getting 10 points.
Thank you, CD. Thank you,
CD.
Wonderful weeks.
CD, you've been a pleasure to work with, but CD, come on.
CD,
I'm joking. We are joking. We love the man. But yeah, I think out of all these car skins, Kitty takes it for me. But Quantum, it isn't our choice now, is it? Chat, all of you, would you like to take your pick? We have Nats, all right? We have Carl Jr. We have Once Nice Kitty. And we have, last but not least, M&X. What is your favorite skin? We will go through them again. Carl Jr., Once Nice Kitty, M&X, and imagine we went to Nats. He's not on the server right now. Okay? Those are your 4 choices, if you can remember Nazis. Take your pick, and then Quantum, I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me who won. Okay?
All right, I'll tell you. I will say that I really like kitties. I will say that I do like those colors.
Have I converted you to cotton candy?
Vibrant pink. Purple is actually my favorite color. I don't know if you knew that.
No, now I do.
But
Very interesting.
Purple is a very beautiful color. It was actually my soccer team's color too, so I was really happy that they went from a very dark foresty green to purple.
Sorry, do you mean football team?
No. No such thing as football here in North America. It's football has a pig skin, has a lot of padding, and it's for men. It's not for ladies. So
I see.
I will say that yeah, I have a wonderful football skin. Yes.
Aye, absolutely wonderful. Now, talking about skins, do we have an answer yet?
I think everyone has one. That's the real answer. Everyone loves their skins, right? And everyone has a good skin for themselves. And I think that is the true answer that we can give.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. Now, with skins, with gameplay, you match those two, you can find great players. You can find incredible things. As we are restarting for the, hopefully last time, but we are not too sure. CD is trying his absolute best, so please bear with us right now. We are just, having a little bit of a relaxed time, chilling out, but it should hopefully be done in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I would say. Quantum?
I mean, 5 to 10 minutes, we'll see within 2 minutes whether it's good or not. And if it isn't, well, we've got ourselves an issue, right? Because what's left for us to talk about? We've talked about car skins. Do we have to cam 7 around the map? Maybe try to find some Easter eggs.
Quantum. I mean, we can, if you would like. We can take a little look around the map, We'll pretend that we're on the Hot Wheels map.
Oh,
Quantum.
Yes.
Now, bit of an issue.
Yeah.
It's not letting me move. This is the issue.
Oh, okay. So what you want to do is get out of spectator mode real quickly. Quickly before warm-up finishes, and then get back into spectator mode.
Yep.
And now you can.
Okay. See if that works. Cam 7. Nope, still seems to have the issue. I guess looking around the map is not happening.
Okay, that is an issue. So, quickly leave. Oh, nope. That's worked out. You're now with MNX. You're now with Mannix. Okay, that's pretty good.
Hey, nothing ever happened. This server's perfectly okay. Yeah.
Perfectly fine. We got ourselves
fine.
Carl Jr. in the lead with Nats in the second. We got Mannix in third, and we've got ourselves Kitty in fourth. Sadly, Kitty's lead has been erased by the mean CD, man. As Mannix, he clips out, and he'll be in last place. In fact, I think he'll DNF this one. He's way too far behind. Carl Jr. and Nats side by side. Nats will try to overtake, but Carl Jr. with just too much speed. Kitty will clip the wall, but I think it's too little too late for Mannix to come in, and one nice Kitty gets himself third. Nats gets second. Carl Jr. gets third, and Mannix gets himself just in front and in fourth.
Everybody who has been watching us, we are back and everything is working perfect. The points are 10, 6, 4 and 2 if I'm correct?
3.
3 and 2. Or is it 3 and 1?
Use your eyes. It's on the right side, Zav.
Oh, you're a genius, man. What can I say? 10, 6, 4 and 3, as we had our first round just before. Carl Jr. does seem to be taking a small lead in front of people, as Nat is slowly behind him, as there seems to be a fight for second place right now between MNX and once nice Kitty. Carl Jr. has taken a lead while MNX takes a bonk, giving Kitty second place right now. Carl Jr. has a decisive lead over everyone. Looks like he will most likely take over this round. He knows right now as a historic player, somebody who knows what they're doing, to take a safe line, relax, and, just take the free win. As someone in his ear probably saying, everybody's, running it down, take it slow and you got this. And there you go. First place to Carl Jr., Kitty gets second, Nats in fourth, and because of the bonk, we have MNX in fourth.
Man, 2 fourth places? Dang. That sucks. No one in third. Ah.
Yes. Now, you want to be in the top 2 here. This is what the players are fighting for. You don't need to be first, you need to be second minimum. But when it's this close, you need to be giving it your all. You are going against some of the best players in the world. The best that all of America can give. South America as well. Canada as well. Literally everywhere in the Southern Hemisphere is fighting for this right now. Carl Jr. and Nats are fighting for first place. Nats did come 7th in the last Trackmania American Open, while Carl Jr. did come first, and they're this close together. That shows how tight these fights can really be. Nats wants to show that he has improved since the last time. Nats is barely behind him, taking a slightly inner line to him, giving Carl Jr. more speed. They're going through the dirt turn as MNX slightly takes a bonk, meaning that he most likely won't catch up, but gets a really nice landing. Carl Jr. and Nats with the better line take the corner, and it looks like Carl Jr. will keep up the pace. If he doesn't fail the ending, he will get first, and he does. Carl Jr., Nats, MNX, and Kitty in last place. I'm not sure what happened there. A mistake must have happened from her.
Poor Kitty. Yeah, he's been he got rocked by that small mistake there, but it's fine. You keep getting ratioed by chat for just because the guy has a pink skin that you keep calling him a girl. And
okay, I apologize.
Coming to the chat saying he's a guy.
Kitty, I do apologize.
At this point, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say he's a femboy?
No, what? No, mistakes happen. What can I say? Hey, my apologies. I'll sort myself out from now. What can I say? The UK brain is slow to understand things.
That's why your math is so bad.
Exactly. Hey, we finally learned why now.
You're learning more from yourself, from your mistakes than your math, so at least that's good. As Carl Jr. in a big lead, he gets himself some very, very risky lines, and those are really hard to keep consistent.
Nats is staying up.
Ooh, yeah, he's going a little bit wider for some extra speed. He's going really close to the walls. Nats really close in behind, but it's not going to be enough. And Carl Jr. will win the round. Mannix will get third, and one nice kitty finds himself in fourth. Not too bad, not too shabby for everyone involved as we head off of Stracciatella. Finally, right? We've been on Stracciatella for so long now. We're now onto the next map. We are on. Give me a second. Just wait for
Go on. No. Take your time. Enjoy yourself.
Hold on. We are on Skycloud Expanse.
Hey, breathe in the fresh air. We're high up now, everyone. Enjoy the new scenery. Enjoy the new time as we have a minute to warm up until we get into it. The points right now is 40 to Carl Jr., Nats has 22, Once Nice Kitty is 16, and MNX has 14. Carl Jr. does seem to be keeping this title of, hey, I'm better than you. Pretty nice title to have, I would say. But yeah, it seems to be a fight for second place right now. There seems to be a 6 points difference between Nats and Once Nice Kitty, which is very close. They have only played one map though. With 4 maps to go, anything could change. We could even see Carl Jr. not get through, as it's only that, we've barely scratched the surface, I'd like to say, of what could come. But Nats has been keeping up though. I've been very impressed with how this player's been doing. He has been showing that Carl Jr. may not be invincible. He may actually have a few weaknesses that Nats may be able to do. I know it's only one map, but if Nats keeps going the way he's going, he does have a chance of maybe even contesting Carl Jr. Maybe not in this round, maybe in the next.
That was warm up.
No, I wasn't talking about that round. Don't worry, I'm not doing it again. I've done it 5 times, maybe 6 now. Don't you worry, I've learned from my mistakes.
Okay. Carl Jr., by the way, won all 4 of the rounds on the Stracciatella map, so maybe he could do the same on Skycloud Expanse on 20 rounds. That means he has a maximum of 200 points he can possibly get. That is the maximum any player can get, so if anyone gets 200 points during a match, well, you know that someone dominated a bit too much, right? Maybe needs a bit of a nerf. Take a Nerf gun, maybe shoot a tire,
Yeah.
I don't know if a Nerf gun would do anything to a tire, would it?
To maybe, well, if we want to go back to it, maybe a Hot Wheels tire could do something. But no, I don't think so. I don't think a Nerf bullet will do anything to any tires. And it definitely isn't stopping Carl Jr. right now, as he seems to still be consistently in first place with Nats slowly behind him. Now, if I was Nats, would you try and compete with Carl Jr. or would you just say, hey, I'll consistently get second, I will get through, and what about everything later? about trying to meet this man? Or would you try and push for it right now, as you're in the same lobby as him?
I mean, really, the only if I'm Nats, right? I'm Nats. I'm trying to beat Carl Jr. in a round. I just hope he crashes. I mean, he's won 5 rounds in a row.
I mean, now, is Carl Jr. a robot? No. Let's hope for the crash. Well, of course, we do not hope for the crash, but maybe some of the players would. As we see,
I'm sure you would, just to see me get mad and upset.
Hey, what can I say? As a British person, seeing a Canadian mad is, not my favourite thing to do in the world. As Carl Jr. does have a decisive lead over MNX and Nats, who are fighting for second place right now. Kitty seems to be slightly behind them, as Nats and MNX are still fighting for it as they're onto the plastic part. They have their engines off right now onto the dirt turn. Nats takes a beautiful line right now. Goes slightly too far in for the dirt for my liking, but is slightly catching up to Carl Jr. right now. He gets a nice turn here. He may be able to do it. Has a really nice inside line, but barely scrapes it and doesn't get a bonk. But we do see MNX right behind him trying to push for it, but Nats was just too far ahead. Carl Jr. beating everyone by 0.5 seconds. That is insane to say. 0.5 when some of these players are some of the best in the world, and this man can still beat them by that much.
That was a 56.7, correct? That was a pretty good time, pretty solid. I do say so myself. I mean, the world record is a 56.1, right? That's 6/10 away from a world record, so not the fastest time we've ever seen in the world, right? But pretty close up to it.
I would say so. But
Would you say so, Chad? I'd say so. Carl Jr. once again in the lead. We got Nats and Mannix. I mean, Mannix has been catching up pretty well.
Yeah,
I do have to say that Mannix has been doing very, very well. I mean, behind Nats by quite a bit, but I mean, getting themselves second just a few times could really help them. Kitty right now is in 3rd place still, despite that, because of the 2nd place that he got earlier on Stracciatella, but the 4th places are eating away at that small lead that he had, and Nats getting himself 2nd, Mannix getting himself 3rd, and Carl Jr., well, that's a 56.3. I'm surprised I don't see any NTs in chat, because, not many players that, that time's faster than anyone else has done before, other than Carl Jr.
That's a local record. What can we say?
That is a faster than anyone else except for Carl Jr. time. How about
now, that? I feel like Carl Jr. is revving up his engine. He's getting ready. He's chugging along, trying to improve. As we know about Carl Jr., he's not a person to come out swinging. He's a person, slowly build up, slowly get there. But Carl Jr. did make a mistake at the start of this round. Not sure what happened there, but it looks like there is a fight for 1st place between Nats and MNX. Carl Jr. will try and catch up, but he may be too far behind this. Nats does have a slight lead right now, as MNX seems sort of out of nowhere. Got very little speed right there, as Nats seems to have a commanding lead right now, but he is right on the tail. MNX is right on his tail trying to get there. MNX is trying to get that pace, but Nats seems to have had a better line. It's all on this ending. Looks like MNX may have slightly more speed, but no. Nats consistently has beaten out MNX. These are the 2 players that seem to be the middle of the pack, but Nats just keeps winning against him. The 1v1, he keeps winning it. Yep. And this is why there's a 15-point difference between those 2. And that's very big right now.
Now 19.
19.
Yeah, 19. You didn't let the points sink in yet from that.
My apologies.
The ever forgetful Zapdos. By the way, what animal is your profile picture? I've never asked you this.
Oh, you haven't? Well, have you ever seen How to Train Your Dragon?
Yes.
Now, do you remember the fat one from there? The fat dragon that got
the really fat one, yeah.
Basically, when I was younger, I was like, you know what? He seemed pretty content and happy with life. So I just decided to make that, change it up a little bit, make it, my favorite colors. Favorite color, of course, being orange. Nah, like a massive. It's not really a beard. It's like a big face, I would say. Okay. But yeah, just stylized it a bit, and then there we go. And that was the born of it. And then Zapdos, the name came from Zapdos, the Pokemon.
Okay.
Changed it around a bit. Yeah. But
I can see it.
What about yours? Yours is just a cat, I would ask, but Quantum Death Cat, it looks like a cat that wants death.
I mean, have you? You do come from the British education system, so you probably don't know what quantum physics is.
And let me think. Well, I'm not too sure. You know, my brain, you know, as a UK person, just can't wrap my head around it.
So the Quantum Death Cat name is obviously from the Schrodinger's cat reference, which is the cat alive or dead? We do not know. I am the dead version of said cat, but there is both sides, obviously, to that coin, or face, I should say, and that is, well, where it comes from.
Wonderful. Now, we have some Trackmania to watch now, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yes, as this is the first round, it seems like Carl Jr. has taken a slight lead with quite a few people bonking in this round, which I'm quite surprised by. We have Once Nice Kitty in second place, Nats in third. And Carl Jr., who's reset again. Quite interesting.
And Kitty's now in the lead.
Now, what a strange round it is. Feels like we're finally on the Schrodinger's cat. You know, the other edge of the coin. Seems like anything can really happen as Carl Jr. does overtake Nats. What a weird round, I would have to say.
And Kitty gets his first win before Mannix does. And in fact, Mannix doesn't even finish. DNF for Mannix, and that allows Kitty to get a 5-point lead over Mannix, put him back down into fourth, and that's Nats now, who really sets himself apart from the bottom two here. Carl Jr. having won now only 7. Has he run? Yeah, he's only won 7 rounds, right? 1 round going to Nats, 1 round
MNX
going
bonks
to Kitty.
again.
And yeah, MNX, maybe this is just not his map, right? Carl Jr., maybe he finds this one hard too. A bit of airtime. The Nexotica, I mean, obviously Nexotica does love his transitional gameplay, right? But I mean, it's quite hard, right? You're winding around like the winding path it is, right? You never have a straight line. You never get over like 400 speed. You get just about 300 speed, but nothing more, and often less.
Yes. It seems like there seems to be Carl Jr. in first, that's always in second, and MNX and Once Nice Kitty seem to be fighting for this third spot. However, you want to be top 2. This is the issue they're having. Once Nice Kitty, MNX need to step it up, or Nats and Carl Jr. are just going to run away with first and second place. And none of these players want that. MNX and Once Nice Kitty do not want this. They need to step up again. They need to, you know, find an extra bit in the tank. They need to find the extra speed they're trying. They haven't been doing risky lines yet. They have to start trying. Being this many points behind of 24, 25 points, they need to really catch up. As we're in this round, Carl Jr. is in first. MNX is in second place, which is what we want. We want MNX to start catching up right now. Carl Jr. takes a slightly bad line compared to MNX, but MNX takes the outer line right now. As we go onto the grass turn, Carl Jr. does have a big lead on him. Everything is windy and turny, as Quantum says, as they go into the next turn. Into the final turn, Carl Jr. does get first, MNX in second, in third is Nats, and in fourth is Once Nice Kitty, and it looks like he will finish.
No.
Oh, unlucky.
Oh. Crashing in the finish, that is Sag. Can we get a Sag in chat? That's 2 times now that Kitty does not finish, losing himself that third place, now relegated down to fourth. Once again, now 5 points behind as Carl Jr. He flies off the screen, and it's now Mannix who's all alone. Kitty right behind him, but no one else. Carl Jr. and Nats completely crashed out, and so it's all down to Kitty and Mannix, who are 1 and 2 right now. Mannix in a lead of about a second.
This is super important for these two players. Once Nice Kitty, does he bonk? And yes, he does.
Yeah, he does,
MNX has got a massive lead, but will Once Nice Kitty still have a big enough lead to not let people catch up? It does look like it, as they have enough pace where they're starting to get back up to the normal speed. Do they go for the risky finish? They do, and they do make it. This could be the start of a comeback. They still have 3 maps left, if I'm correct.
Still, no, 2 maps left.
2 maps left. Now,
Yeah.
they are 20 points behind. They're 20 points behind Nats, and they need to catch up. You do not want to go to the lower bracket final, or the lower bracket quarters, if I'm correct.
Yeah, lower bracket quarters.
Yeah, we don't want them there now, do we? So
No,
these players need to push hard. They do not want to put themselves in an awkward position. They want to keep winning and keep going harder. So we need to see more pace from these players. As we get on to the...
I did notice something. I don't know if you noticed it. Carl actually DNF'd the last round.
Did he?
He did. He didn't get a point.
I mean, he's already 40 points behind, so let's just say maybe he needed his arms to take a break, you know? Maybe take a bit of a stretch. Maybe, you know,
after
relax those muscles.
Yeah, I'm far enough ahead. I could take a bit of a stretch. I've been playing for the last 3 hours.
Yeah,
maybe just a bit of a stretch, you know?
Yes, but we are on to the new map, Playback, by Nats TM, and it seems like he's in the game. If you make a map, you probably know the lines, I would guess, particularly well. So Nats does have a small advantage here, and we'll see if this does come, or if it's that other people practice it enough to even beat the master himself, the one that made the map. As the first round's about to begin in a couple seconds here. It's the end of the warm-up, and the match is starting. Let's see if this actually comes true. Let's see if Nats can compete, as it is the map that he has made. We are spectating Once Nice Kitty right now. Nats, Carl Jr. and MNX are fighting to be in the top 4. MNX is taking a small lead over everyone else. Once Nice Kitty has an incredible line and is keeping up. May have the most speed, I think, out of everyone else. Getting a small lead right now, but it looks like MNX is staying barely in front. Takes a slightly outside lane, which makes this so much more speed, but it ruins you for the next line. MNX, Nats, and Carl Jr. literally on top of each other right now. It's a fight between these three. As Once Nice Kitty bonks, they go for the identity, as I like to call it. MNX, Carl Jr. and Nats go through the next corner. Nats takes a beautiful line. He goes as close as possible. Tries not to clip it. Goes slightly more inside than everyone else. Carl Jr. barely takes it. Nats snipes second. And MNX is third with Once Nice Kitty in fourth. That was a close round. 0.02 between these players. Beautiful round.
Very, very beautiful round. And I mean, honestly, that is beauty. That is the kind of rounds you want to see, except if you're a Mannix fan, right? Obviously, he was in the lead. He goes down to the podium positions, right? And obviously, he needs to finish in front of Nat, and crashing out as he just did there. That's not really going to help his case at all now, will it? Carl Jr. in the lead. Nat's just in behind. In fact, right inside, less than a car length behind. One Nice Kitty is in third at the current moment. Right next to Mannix, they're gonna fight for the last podium position for sure. Carl Jr. pulls away from, and that is a bonk from Mannix. That is true. Carl Jr. and Nats fighting for top position right now as they head into the final section. That's the final turn. Carl Jr. gets a little bit of a slide going. He'll finish in first. Nats gets second. Kitty gets third. And is that a finish for Mannix? Can he do it? No.
Unlucky from Mannix right there. Unlucky. Now, do you see the points difference? It's growing. 25 points Nats has built him. A 25-point barrier that he needs to survive for a couple more maps than he's done. And then he's got through to the finals. You know, he can go above top 7 this time. He can, really prove to himself how much better he's becoming the player in the last 6 months. Prove to everyone that, not just he has got better, but all of Trackmania America has got better than themselves. That they are getting closer to Carl Jr. That they can really compete with him. This may not be the place to show it, but soon enough, somebody will come up and challenge this man. As we continue on it, Carl Jr. is in first place, MNX in second, Once Nice Kitty is in third doing the identity right now. And it looks like MNX does bonk, giving Once Nice Kitty an opportunity to be in second place right now. Looks like Carl Jr. is far enough ahead right now that looks like he will get first place with Once Nice Kitty in second. As we're going to third place right now, we can see Nats in third, MNX in fourth. Both of them seem to have bonked near the ending. And it's GG, as Carl Jr. did get through with 120 points.
Yep, 120 points to his name, and that is finalist mode done and dusted with. So Yeah, there's not a total of 20 rounds, obviously, but yeah, he didn't even take the 20 rounds to get himself up into finalist mode, and well, finishing off that finalist mode, right? He only took, how many rounds was that? That was 3 that he didn't finish in first, so 16 rounds.
MNX bonks again.
Yeah, that's another MNX bonk there, so that'll allow One Nice Kitty an extra couple of points ahead of Manix. Ooh, that's a big bonk out of Kitty, but does not really matter as Manix is way too far behind. I think Manix could even fall victim to a DNF here, as Nats, he'll go through. Can he finish on the first try? Yes, he will. 49.7, 51.7 for One Nice Kitty, and let's see for Manix, there he is, finishing in third, 3 points to his name, 4 points to his name. I keep forgetting now that with Carl Dunn.
What did you say of Carl, John?
What?
You said something about Carl being done. We only have
with Carl Dunn, there's only 3 positions now, right?
Yes. Now only one person can get through, if I do remember. Only one of these 3 players. They have to get to 120 points first, then they go into finalist mode, and then they have to win 1 round to get through. So even if One Nice Kitty gets finalist last, but wins the first round in finalist mode, she could get through, or he can get through.
Poor you're gonna get so ratioed.
I know, I am so...
Your Twitter's gonna blow up. This is why you don't have Twitter, right?
Hey, I'm gonna delete my Twitter after today, apparently. hey, I deserve it.
So many Kitty clips will be made for sure.
Oh my god, you can make a whole album now at this point.
Compilation. Best of Trackmania Twitch. Where are you? Just compile all the clips of Zathos just misgendering poor Kitty.
Oh, I was about to say poor me with how many people are going to come at me. hey, I'm not sure I feel sorry for Kitty or me more at this point.
Alright, as the... What? No, it's not. It could not be the final bat, right? There could be many more maps if Nats can't put it away right away. But Nats, if he wins all 4 rounds, he is through. He'll get finalist mode and will win it out on this map if he wins all 4 rounds. But if Manix or One Nice Kitty do win 1 round, I do believe it is not possible for Nats to win it out. Unless he gets second. No, he could get second one of these rounds. One of the next 3 rounds he can get second, but not on the last round.
Nats seemed to have bonked, allowing MNX to get in front of him. One Nice Kitty did have a small chance of getting in front, but sadly the pressure got to them and then they went to the side and bonked. MNX seems to have taken a safe line through the ending and gets a beautiful ending, meaning they get first with 10 points, Nats in second. And One Nice Kitty, are they going to finish?
They need to. They definitely need to. Can they do it? Oh no! Kitty does not finish. The last checkpoint is so far away from the finish. It's actually a 10-second race to the finish at that point, right? If you crash the finish, you have 10 seconds, right? From the moment someone finishes. And that's about the time it takes from that respawn all the way back to the finish once again. So it's really a race against time. It's a big race against time.
It's massive pressure. As Nats is in first place right now, he does seem to have a slight lead on everyone else in the game and in the actual match right now. Nats is slowly in front of MNX, while One Nice Kitty has a slightly outer line. If we go slightly forward, MNX is trying to catch up to Nats, but Nats has a massive lead right now. But MNX takes the inside line, which could mean he could catch up. But no, he seems to have slightly taken an angle, but barely kept it on. He's really pushing everything to the end right now. And MNX barely doesn't make it, giving a clear open shot for One Nice Kitty to take it. Takes second there. And he doesn't even finish. Like you said about that 10-second time. If you miss the ending, you basically say, GG, I can't finish now, unless you're first place.
Other players who are in first place, right? They have the opportunity, right? But when there's 10 seconds, like 9 seconds left on the clock, I think it actually is impossible. Legitimately. Yes. So maybe that could have been something that was fixed before the tournament started, right? Getting a checkpoint closer to the finish, but now that the tournament's underway, I don't think there will be a change that goes through. This is really the only map that doesn't have a checkpoint near the finish, right? And I say near. 10 seconds is still pretty near, but with 10 seconds as your cooldown from when someone finishes, yeah, it's rough. Maybe there could have been like a little strip here. Maybe, just maybe. As Mannix does come out and win the round over Nats, stopping Nats from getting finalist mode on Deimos. And One Nice Kitty falls very far behind Mannix now, but Nats, as long as he finishes this next round, he will be finalist.
Yes, yes. Now, Nats, if he gets first or second, he's a finalist. And then after that, he has to win one more round and he's done. So all we have to worry about is if Nats gets third. Once Nice Kitty, MNX need to work together right now to give them one more round without Nats being a finalist. Now, it isn't looking good for them as Nats is in first place with Once Nice Kitty in second and MNX taking a slight bonk but keeping up good speed no matter what's happening. Nats is still in first with quite a decisive lead over these two as MNX and Once Nice Kitty are fighting over it. MNX does take a nice line through there and does seem to be almost catching up to Nats, but Nats had such great speed through these lines. He's been doing incredible all the time so far that we have seen him or watched his beautiful gameplay. As Nats continues on to the final, can he get there? And he does. He does not bonk the ending, meaning that Nats is in finalist mode.
Yes.
Are you ready? You ready to see if he does it? If he takes it away from the other two players, and it's the second one through of Carl Jr.
Now, we didn't get all too riled up when Carl Jr. did get through, right? Obviously, kind of expected, to be honest, right?
Very true.
With how much he was dominating, I don't even think you noticed that he was in finalist mode.
Well, no. Neither did you, apparently.
We just saw him. Oh, he's done. Oh, he's done.
He DNF'd and still finished above everyone. Oh, okay. It's Carl Jr. That's what you expect.
Yeah.
It's the usual. But look at the map we are finishing on. We are finishing on... Can't say the name.
You still can't say Stracciatella?
Stracciatella. There we go. Strack. Stracciatella. Stracciatella.
There you go.
Hey, thank you.
No.
Stracciatella. Like that.
No, we are not going Italian.
Okay.
That's the Italian pronunciation, and we learned that there's a German way of saying it, that there's multiple different versions. Stracciatella is how the English will say it. Thank you very much.
Hey, it's okay, but that's enough about the name. That's enough about the map. Now, we have to focus on the players. The people we're really here for, not us stupid casters. It's about, the gameplay. It's about Trackmania. It's about the American Open. Now, Quantum, would you care to see if Nats finishes this? And would you be the one to, beautifully cast over it?
Well, let's see. Nats last time around could not get into top 6 due to a bonk he had earlier and then Talibird obviously crashing into the finish along tubes into top 6. Nats could not afford that crash last time around. This time around in top 16, he has a chance to put himself in the upper bracket and put himself one step closer to top 6, which was his goal for last time around, and this time around definitely wants that redemption back. So, with now half a second on top of Mannix is catching up a bit. One Nice Kitty is a second behind, but Mannix slowly catching up. But with Mannix, no, that's a mistake. And Nats, he'll get through. Finalist mode is his, and the win is his. He'll go through to the winners semifinals now, along with Carl Jr., but Kitty and Mannix will go down into the lower brackets.
Now, this doesn't mean that out. We could still see MNX
lower bracket.
Or Once Nice Kitty coming back for, maybe some vengeance against the players that have been there beforehand. We see many players from today to tomorrow make massive strides in their times, really up their game and be like, you know what? I was so close to doing this. I didn't think I could ever get this close. And they're going to push hard tonight. They are going to try and get there. As we are... What do we have next? What's next on the agenda? Quantum?
Well, let me look at the bracket real quick, right? Because the bracket is pretty special, I do have to say so myself, right? It's sacred. I love me a bracket, right?
Oh,
I don't know
I
about
do.
you, but do you do fantasy brackets at all?
No, not really. I used to be after football, you know, the English football or soccer as you like to call, but nothing more than that.
Okay, server 3 is done. Fegley is through. That's pretty expected. But
Yeah.
Max, the Argentinian, makes it through to the upper bracket semifinals.
Who did they take out?
They took out Octo Crusher and Radiaxo. Who are
Damn.
now down into the lower bracket. Octo Crusher was also in finalist mode in that final round where Own Max did beat out Octo Crusher. So it was either Octo Crusher or Own Max, unless Radiaxo decided to just win 10 rounds in a row, right? So right now, Manix and Radiaxo will actually fight each other on the same server in the lower bracket, as well as Octo Crusher and Kitty finding themselves on the same server. Carl Jr. and Own Max will find themselves on the upper bracket same server, and in semifinal number 2, Fegley and Nats. So that's it for so far, but Tank Rom and Uchimash, my goodness, I keep messing up the sh and s sound. It drives me nuts. Remark and Hydrofall, that's a really tight one. And in server 4 right now, the other quarterfinals, Tubes, Yuma, Stokine, Elpent. I still don't know who makes it through in either of those two matches. That's probably why they're still ongoing, because, well, probably their finalist modes are really going long.
Damn. Intense matches. This is what Trackmania American Open is. Or every player has the chance to do it. Every player can push their hardest and see what they can achieve. This is a very tight and competitive tournament, I would say.
Yep.
There's a lot of players who were here before, and many players who weren't here before. And they seem to be around about the same skill level already. Now,
Man, no.
now Quantum.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Are we waiting for the results, or are we going on a break?
I mean, I don't know how quickly the results will come through, right? CD here, maybe he's overlooking something else. If we can know how close one of the other matches is to finishing, or if the other matches are finished, and okay, yeah, break. So let's just go on break. Let's send it over to a break. We'll tell you the results when we come back. Let's say 10 minutes. Should 10 minutes be enough? I think 10 minutes will be enough.
Yeah, 5-10 minutes, so around about that time. We won't be long at all. We will see you very soon.
To fill up my 2-liter cup back up.
Or it's for me to get some hot chocolate or coffee, I'm not sure.
Ooh. I mean, how cold is it where you are, right? Because hot chocolate, I mean, that's
It's
something.
pretty cold.
I mean, oh yeah, that's right. 0 degrees for you is pretty cold. That's right.
Yes, we're built a bit different here.
Yeah, we're built a bit different here because it's -20 outside. That's pretty normal weather for Canadian winters.
It's about 5 or 6 degrees. But we should go on a break.
Okay,
Quantum.
yeah, let's go on a break.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
All right, we'll be back.